hooked up the accelerator pedal. It's the only thing I did. I gave it a little gas. It's not running very good. The gas is pretty bad in this thing. Gas is pretty bad in this thing. So it stinks pretty bad. But it runs. I don't know what I did. I think the injectors were just a little plugged. It's the only thing I can think of. Good? Yay. Now I can continue on. Holy smokes. I thought it was something more. But that's all I did, was I thought, well, maybe I can keep it running with putting the accelerator pedal in. So that's what I did. I put the accelerator pedal in, hooked it up, and all I did was touch the accelerator pedal a little on startup, and it worked. Okay. I was not expecting that. That's good. Now I can continue on. Now what I like to do is find out what wiring I don't need anymore. I'm going to start unplugging stuff. Although, you know what? I may as well just leave it alone right now. I didn't think I wrecked anything. I was very careful what I took out. But you never know. Like, I've done it before where I've taken stuff out of here and I have no idea how I messed it up, but sometimes you just do. You take out the wrong wire. But it seems like she's running. So now I'll just unplug everything. Take it all apart. Find the wiring for the light harness in the truck. Go through this stuff. Find out what I actually need and what I don't need. And then hook up the ignition to this switch. Once I have the wires in the truck properly, which shouldn't take that very long. I do have to take everything apart and wrap it up with some wire, and I think I'm going to do that with these all together. I'll make a lot less of a mess, and I'll be able to keep them together. That's what I'm going to do. Sweet. Can't complain about that. She's freaking working, so let's keep on going. Okay, so I said I was going to leave the other steering wheel in there. And I did some shopping. So the parts to fix this up. So for the horn to fit on there. Horn button with the drain and everything. And with a new switch to go inside there. What I also found out that controls your brake lights. It controls everything inside there. It's really kind of strange. All those parts probably going to cost me $100 to do to fix up this old column, which really sucks because I was hoping to keep the originality of this. But you can see the steering wheel it's cracked pretty bad. Basically everywhere. And yeah, that can be fixed, can be repainted. I've seen guys put like epoxy inside these cracks, you know, and wrap them up so that it kind of keeps the shape. But it ain't just that. It's everywhere. This thing has had. But I was still wanting to keep it. This is the budget build, guys. So I gotta look at other options too. I can save myself $100 here. I Probably gotta spend it somewhere, but I don't want to spend it here. Now, this is from a cougar, as you can see. It's from a cougar. It's from a wrecking yard, or it's a derby car that Keith got, and he was just going to trash the car, so he was loading it up. So I pulled the column out of it. The wiring harness has been cut here, but I was counting the number of wires that go to the signal light and to the horn. It's all here. Maybe a little bit. Plus this one has the cruise control buttons, which may or may not work, but I do have those other cruise control buttons. Maybe I can put them in there. I don't know. I haven't looked at that. I'm not too worried about that right at the moment. I have an ignition that's actually going to work. The one I have in here it's come apart on me already, and I don't know after I put it back together whether that's actually going to work or not. I tried to get lights again on the truck wiring harness, and I just couldn't make it work. So I'm thinking when that ignition piece came apart, there were other stuff that broke that I can't put back together. I tried. I think I can make this work. So I've done a little cutting and a little fitting. I just got it held up there with a vice grip right now, but it will work. I've got to notch it out a little bit right over here, just above here when this is straight. It's actually just a small little notch. I'm gonna make it big enough so I can turn this thing and so it doesn't bind, but it should work. No problem, actually. You can see already though that this is going to interfere with my brake, but I had no intention of keeping any of this anyway. I was going to cut these off altogether because they're not going to bolt to anything anyway. I wonder if I can actually make this work somewhere. I bet you I can. I put tubes up right through here. If I put a tube up, there is this metal right here, the floor. I bet you I can get it up there. I can tie it on right there. That's the steering wheel bracket anyway. That's what this whole thing rides on. Dang! That's gonna work. You try the shifter. And I can eliminate the switch altogether, and I'll show you why. I don't know if you can see it, but this thing has flex to it. I tried to tighten it up by hammering this edge just a little bit. I couldn't. I could put it back together again, but inside there was something that had to go back together, and it was on a spring, and I don't think I got it when I put it back on. And now it won't do what it's supposed to do. So I think this is my better bet. I have ignition. I have a key for it. Oh, that's there. Doesn't look like the right column for this. Is what it is, I guess. I got enough room underneath the seat. It's up high enough. It is not a tilt column. So this is what it is. I can't do anything. If I put it here, this is where it stays. It looks like it can go up a little bit further yet. I'm not right on top. So this can go up a little further. That way, when I'm sitting, I can see the gauges. This thing obviously is way too thick. Put a different one on, but I should be able to see the gauges. Oh dear, that means I gotta fab this one up. Oh, if it works, it works. I like it. I like it a lot. And I can actually probably even use this rubber grommet that came with it. Put this on there. Screw it on, it's all rubber, closes it up, seals it off. This is what the original factory car had, so why wouldn't this work? This goes to the outside. Bam. There we go. We got a plan. All right. Now to put this end. This is what connects to the steering shaft to the car. So I gotta cut it off here. Put that on there. I think this is the same size as that one over there. That's something I'm gonna have to check, because I might have to put a pipe over top of the two and weld them both together. And that way they stay together and they don't break apart. I actually probably drill a couple of holes in whatever pipe I put over and actually tack it to the shaft as well. I could even bolt it. Throw a bolt in there, it's probably even a better idea. Then I got two that weld, and I also have a bolt, so if one breaks, I got the other. Here we go. Plan is made. Let's do that. So, I have determined. So if I start over here, that's right where the steering wheel starts. To the edge here is about, it's about 23. It is pretty much 23. And if I go to the edge here, to where the steering wheel starts, and this edge, it's also 23. So these two line up. And that's exactly what I needed. You can actually see where this column needs to be longer. And what I did was I cut it down. I put a bearing in this side that fits right over top of this shaft and slid it inside there and welded it on around there and around here. That way this steering wheel isn't floppy at the end, because the originals were just a one piece that went right to the steering box. I believe that's what this one was. And I welded this on, which went right over top of this, and then I drilled a hole with a bolt, just like I should. And what I'm going to do again over here. Now, I may have to drill my hole in a little different place, but because I'm going to have to cut this shaft, is I think basically the same size as the other shaft, so I'm going to have to find some tubing to go over top of it, just like so. I'll put that over top of this one. There's a little bit of play, but very, very, very little. Something I can easily make work. So I'm gonna get a tube, and then I'll cut this one here somewhere, because I want to make the same length here that I have over here, so that when I plug it in, it doesn't change anything underneath the hood. This hooks up and it's in. That's all I gotta do. Now I switched this bracket around, and this was at the end here, which fits into this sleeve. So I will have to cut a bit of this off and stick it underneath there and just tack it on just to make sure that that sleeve is riding properly. But then I can cut this down right where I want it. And then I can put the Crown Vic piece right on here, weld it on. It's 2 inches long. I put that on here. And then on the firewall, connect the shifter lever, and this will all work. And all I have to do is figure out all my wiring over there, which I should be able to get a schematic of I think it was a 86 or 87 T-Bird. So that should work great. It looks like this shaft rides a little bit to the outside, but it works. And that's all I gotta do. I'll determine where I cut this off when I have this all put together and underneath there. And I can see exactly where this should go so that I can connect my cable. Wow. That's easier than I thought it was gonna be. It's still a lot of work to do. This will fit right over top of that. Go right on my firewall. Bam! Put some tappers, right through those holes, screw it to the firewall. I'm set. I got it sealed off. I may need another piece of this underneath there just to make sure that it seals, but it rides in the hole there. Okay guys, that's all I'm doing today. I put a couple of hours into the shop tonight. Gotta work tomorrow. I'll be back at it tomorrow as long as there's time. Later. So what you saw me doing was mounting the steering column. I'll twist you around here and I'll kind of show you what I did. So up above the steering column, I had to do this notch right here just to get the shifter linkage in there. And that'll be covered up with a plastic that I'm going to put on there. It's not going to be the prettiest, but this column is just, it's better. It's better. Now what I did down here, get my fingers out of the way, is I mounted 2 plates. And this was actually on the column, and I mounted it there, and 2 existing bolt holes on the dash. And I did the same thing on this side, as you can see. And that makes the steering column nice and solid. It isn't mounted at the firewall yet, so that is the next step. Mount that and get that so that it's stable there. Then you won't have any of this up and down movement. It's just moving because it can right at that bottom piece. So that's next. Steering column is in. And I got a lot of wiring hanging there, but I got it mostly marked out. I know exactly where everything goes. So next we'll be putting in the whole harness and linking everything up and making it run. I'd like to be able to move it in and out, back it in and out of the garage or shop. So that's all I think we're gonna do in this one. I know I didn't get a whole lot done, but that's the way it goes. Like, you just do what you can, and we'll work on it again tomorrow. So until next time, thanks for watching.